Yep, so it's taking a moment. Oh, hello everyone.
Hello.
You gonna wave hi for me, Mealy?
Hello. Wait, I can speak with. Hello.
Oh, you learnt that from Dory, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, cool beans.
Is this my fleshy cotton?
Yes, it will be once Amy shows them what she's gonna do today, okay? Hi everyone, I'm just setting up the video. We're running a few minutes late. Truly sorry about that. Can you get me a bottle of water, please? Come on, I promise I won't do your fussy cutting on you. It's a promise I can easily make.
You do my fussy cutting?
No, I promise that you can do my fussy cutting still. If you just give me the bottle of water.
Pinky promise first. And lock it?
Locked.
Forever.
Forever. Yep. Deal. So as long as I don't have to do fussy cutting. Alright. Oh, hello, Deborah and Sandy. I'm just, texting group. Hello, everyone. Alright, there we go. Alright, thank you. Okay, so tonight we're going to be doing a canvas, and it's somewhere underneath here. We're going to do an 8x10 canvas. Of course, we're sticking with our theme of tropical because we want to warm our winter up real currently. So we're going to be using some fussy cuts and a stamp that we made, and our wave stencil that we made, and one of our oldies but goodies, the Mermaid scale one. With our new fussy cuts. I've got lots of stuff on here. We're going to do lots of techniques and stuff. Now my little sister's going through my pen collection, so I'm just going to give her the fussy cuts, which we're going to have a quarter sheet of each. You go, Meals? I need a quarter sheet of each, or how much ever you can get done before Amy calls you.
I can do it all.
Okay, off you go. Then you have fun. Watch where those scissors go. Okay, so this is... Oh, I got some water on it. Ooh, we'll pretend like it's not there. Hello, Karen and Jeanette and Raquel and Cheryl. Just a lovely reminder, we are on YouTube, my YouTube channel tonight, main Facebook page, and the Creative Family group. So depending on what works best with your device, you can hop on. So obviously we've been through Thursday, and we're now here at the 7 p.m. one. Tomorrow we are starting off with me again. Woo! We're doing a project. There'll be a surprise, because I don't know what I'm doing. And then we got Mum in the GICS classroom, and then there's tag team tomorrow. So should be fun. Oh, hello, Kathy. So the classes that we have already, I'm just trying to do all my community announcement type stuff. I realised I needed this, so you saw my hair for a minute. Slash shoulders, slash overalls. Oh, you saw everything of me. Okay. That's all a flattering angle. Okay, so we're just going to move the paints over there. So, yeah, I'm just trying to do all the, like, community announcement type stuff before I, get paint everywhere. So, this was the first class. I was just trying to remember which one was first. Oh, hello, Diane-C. So, this was the first class we had today. You can go back onto our Facebook group, Facebook page, and you can watch the video. It's also on Mum's YouTube channel, and we have a kit live for that one. We then have, I can't get paint on these, so like they have to go somewhere safe, or else I will get in a lot of trouble. And then we have Mum's hexagon page from the second class for today. So that's her page that she did with our new quirky title cut pack. We also have a kit for this, and you can also watch this on our Facebook group. So if you're finding that you're getting drowned down by a lot of our posts, trying to remind you guys when our classes are and all the rest of it, and some inspiration, if you actually go across the top to media and then go down, and then it'll pop up with like photos, videos, and albums. If you click on videos, it'll be easy to find the classes then, because these two videos have banners on them. So you'll be able to see which one it is, because Mum's put banners on these classes, which is helpful. So you'll be able to know that it's a class and not a reel. And then we have the tag from the GICS classroom. So there's that one there. We also have a kit for that, and when you buy the kit for that, you get access to that class for free with that kit. So yeah, we'll be in a separate group. You'll get invited in once you buy the kit. Anyway, so let's start. So we've got this 8x10 canvas, and we're gonna be doing some modeling paste techniques. Oh shoot, Mom! Can you purchase my modeling paste in gel medium for me, please? Thank you. She was not very happy with that, by the way. Right, so we're just gonna fling off the plastic. Unfortunately, we don't have recycle anymore, so we can't recycle it, but hopefully someone will take that banner up eventually, and we take that off. That's a good piece of card. And then we take off our things. So I don't know if any of you guys saw the part of the video. I'm going to actually make a short of this explaining what these are. Some people get confused, but what you do is you put them in these gappy bits here, and then you get a hammer, or you can push them in, but you get a hammer and you hammer them in, and you do it after you've painted your artwork. And what it does is it re-stretches the canvas, because sometimes when you do a lot of wet techniques, you lose a bit of your page, and they are now stuck inside. Well, you lose a bit of tension in your canvas. So you can re-stretch your canvas. I don't really find it necessary. I have done it once or twice to some older canvases that I've used later on. Like if I go and use a canvas that's been in the store for God knows how long, I'll go back and do that. But yeah, and I've just realized that we're using the inside, so we really need these to come out. There we go. Because we're using the backwards part, so we also need this to be completely gone. Well, hello, Annie Robin. Hello, Dee. So we're just coming in. Gonna run up this plastic. This is like the paperwork into things. There we go. Right, so we've got that. And then we agreed that this was going to be our colour palette for tonight on Monday. So now we're well planned. Not really, but you know. We can fake it there. We've got this one here. So before we work on our canvas, what we're just going to come and do. Oh, cool beans. We're just going to come and open up our new modelling paste, which is $19.95 for a big bottle like this. You can also buy light. Light's better if you don't want it to be so thick. I need a lot, so you know, go for something like this size. Oh, hello, Tash. And what we're going to do is we're just going to come and grab our palette knife. I'm grabbing a bit off. I'm going to hold this up so you can see what I'm going to do. So I'm going to scrape and dab. And it's okay if it's covering the gaps now, because we're going to fix that up in a minute. The point is that we just want to get the texture that we want. Here. So then scrape that down. Our hands are already very messy. Now we want our skewer. We just come in from the back. And we remove the excess. Okay. There we go. And to make sure we don't get too much of that globby bit there, just come out. Let's use our skewer. And then I'm just going to turn the light off so that you guys can see that texture. So I don't know if you can... So you can see the peaks there. So that's what you get when you pat your palette knife up and down with lots of modeling paste on there, or light modeling paste, depending on which one you're using. And your peaks will be a lot sharper if you just use modeling paste. Light will be a bit softer, so it depends on what you like. Light's also easier if you're very heavy-handed. And then you just come in with the back and use your skewer. So we've got that one there, and we're going to put this somewhere high so that it dries without being touched. So that's one of our embellishments. Right, let's do our background now. So I'm just going to move a few things out of the way. Don't put that one right now. We want to put our stuffs up there. Okay, and then let me just have a drink of water. I realized to put this the wrong way again. Right. Let's flip it the other way. Sorry. Right, he's flipped. I reckon we might put that mark bit there. I do like the wood burn bit that they do on the canvases. But, you know, we'll put it down there. Okay. So we're going to come do the inside of our framing bit first. So we're going to actually slide our stencil in. So then it just sits underneath this rivet here. Well, just below it actually. So then we can lift it up directly and not have to slide. Because once we get the modeling paste on, we don't want to have to slide it. And then going to come in and we are going to push it down below there. Come in. Right, then lift. There we go. So we've got our mermaid scales there, and then we're going to come do a few of them just in a few spots. One there, and then so we normally go for rules of threes or odds, but we'll see what it looks like after we do three. We might need a fourth spot. So just coming in, and we're making sure that we've got a good coating. You know, the amount of peanut butter you like putting on a piece of toast. Well, I'm a peanut butter fan, or you know, if you're a Nutella fan, I don't know if anyone actually puts slavers of Vegemite on anything. But if you like to slab your Vegemite, you can do that too. Each to their own. Okay, so there we go. So we've got that there now, and we're just going to come and scrape the extras of that off there. There we go. Right, I'm going to sit that also somewhere high so I can clean it later. And we're just going to grab a bit more of our modeling paste, not too much more, and come in. Because the kids prefer me making their peanut butter sandwiches, but I put more on than them. Yes, so, depending if you're a peanut butter lover, You want a generous amount of modeling paste on there. You don't want to be scungy with this. The scungier you are, the less texture you're going to get. And we want texture. That's why we're doing it. We're not doing it to, you know, get a gloss over effect. We're doing it because we want texture. That's what modeling paste is for. Right. Go. And this is why we're doing this at the beginning before we go in and do any of our embellishments, and then it's going to have time to dry where we get all the other elements made. There we go, patting it up and down to get that texture. And we're just going to smooth some of these more pointier bits along the edge, just so then our canvas doesn't get so much wear and tear over time, and also it means that they're just going to dry a little bit quicker for us, which is helpful because we are having cooler weather right now, although it's not too cold currently. I don't have a jumper on, but in saying that, I am doing a bit of exercise right now. So there we go. I'm going to turn off the lights and then you can see the true amount of texture we've got there, because it will be highlighted more when we add color, but we definitely want it to be dramatic, if that makes sense. And sometimes it is hard to tell if you've done enough before you add color. My general rule of thumb is if you can still see the pine wood, it's probably not just enough yet. Okay, let's turn off the lights, then you guys can see that texture, shall we? So this here is the texture. Look at that, you can fully see that now, all the dabbing and the thing and the twirling with the palette knife. As you can see on the way you move this, clearly dabbing this bit. That's the type of texture when you get dabbing, and that's obviously stenciling. And then when you curl it around a corner, you get these curls here, or when you have enough in your palette knife, you actually get a lovely thick piece like that there, and one up here as well. And then when you twirl it around to the side, you get kind of like a smooth edge. So it's kind of like plastering, I guess you could call it. That's our base there that we're going to let dry for a bit while we make our embellishments, because this is important to do this now, so then we don't have to wait. Like, we don't do all of our embellishments, then do this, and then wait. We're going to do it in a bit more of a logical sense around things taking time to dry. So let's put this somewhere safe.
things were that you bought today?
The modelling paste and the gel tube. Here. Also, can you give this to Noe to wash? Hold here. Just be careful. It's got modelling paste on it. Tell them that it needs a good clean.
Got on my toenails.
Pick it up.
No. My toenails. We're gonna clean that.
Yeah, we are going to clean that. Okay. So be Harvey hand model paste. Yeah, so that's modelling paste for you. Just give me 1 second. Okay.
Naomi, no one put gel in my hair.
It's actually modelling paste, so it's a lot worse, but don't worry. I will need that gel medium back. Okay. Just normal modelling paste on the big tub. Right, so we're going to put a lid on that. Well, remodeling the floor. Yeah. Yeah, we are remodeling the floor.
I've already been for a shower.
Right, and then...
Can you get the gel, the modelling paste out of my hair?
Show me where you put it there. Oh, shoot. Noah! Go and show Mum.
Oh, God.
It's glue, Noah.
It's not paint.
Oh, God. Right. There we go. Right, we've put the canvas somewhere safe, and yeah, we've cleaned the floor. Yeah, heavy-handed, yeah, with the modelling paste, yeah. You can be heavy-handed with the modelling paste. It does help. Right, so we've got our clamshell. And we've got our seaweed. We've got some waves. We've got some fussy cut starfish. And some acrylic dots. And we've got our modelling paste starfish that's also drying. Okay, so we need to grab out our watercolor. Noah, can you grab the encyclopedia out of my cube case, please? It's in my room. Right, here we go. So we've got our 2 bits and pieces. So we've got our clam and our seaweed. Now I'm thinking, call me a traditionalist. No, the encyclopedia. No, not that one. You know, the one that's in all the information that I ripped pages out of? Right, so we're going to watercolor. I think, where was that? Oh, sorry. Just brief, Naomi. Yeah. Okay. So, no, I've got modelling paste on his hair. Yes, that one. Thank you. Tragic accident. Yeah, you sound tragic. Right. So we want to add... I think the seaweed would look good being green. Okay, because the colours of our background are going to be very similar to these ones here. So I do think if our seaweed is green and our clamshell is like a bluey type purple, and then we make sure that they've got pink behind them, you know? You get where I'm coming from here, people? Or do you think we're down the wrong track and we need to like revert? I think it might look really nice. So let's see how it looks going ahead wise. If it doesn't look any good, we'll paint white paint over it and we'll do it again. What we're going to do is we're just going to get, before we actually put any colour on it, we're just going to get our, so bigger paintbrush.
The
Yeah.
2 stencils and we now have 2 stencils called Waves. This is going to be called Waves 2. We're going to edit this tomorrow.
Which one else is called Waves?
The one we used on Monday. Been a bit of a stressful week. That one's it's a bit.
Yeah.
So the 2 stencils and the stamp is $26.50. Gave a little bit of discount on that, and it's $13.95 for the
Fussy Cut Essentials.
Fussy Cut Essentials, the seaweed, the clamshell, the
Acrylic
chipboard
dots.
star, the acrylic dots, and the canvas.
Yeah, could you also tell Amelia that I will need the flowers?
She's doing them now. Where's the starfish?
Yeah.
No, the other one, the chipboard one. Oh, I'm going to measure that.
Could you possibly open it up in the system and click on it and it'll tell you the measurements in Silo? Yes or no?
I'm doing that.
Right. So while Mum was talking, if you didn't see, I just rubbed some water over top of it. It does make the picture cut just a little bit flimsy. So it is best to do this on the surface that you're laying it on, but you guys couldn't really see it. So now we're going to put, there we go. Then we're just going to put on a bit more. And then I reckon some yellow to lighten it up, make it a bit more limey, right? Nice and light. Right, and then because we just want there to be lots of contrast between everything. I do think that looks quite nice as a seaweed. So we're just going to come and sit that down. Lay it nice and flat so then it dries. Then we're going to come and do a similar thing with the clamshell. So we're just going to come in with a clean non-coloured water. I do have 2 water tubs. I've got a clean one and a coloured one. It's bad to leave paintbrushes like that in the water. It's best to grab them out as soon as possible. By wetting it before you start adding the watercolor to it, it means it doesn't absorb as much as the color as what it normally would, which means you got a little bit more leeway. You can work with it and get a bit more of a wishy-washy effect. So what are we thinking? We thought maybe a purple, didn't we? Purple coming out, do you reckon? There. Right, just a bit more, and we're getting this darker shade of purple by just continuing to add the purple on top of purple here. It does make it fairly flimsy once again, so just be a bit mindful when you move it. Okay, so this is us getting our bellies ready for adding them to our canvas. So we're just coming in and we might add a bit of light blue to the edges. Just give them a bit of difference. we go. There's that one there. So now what we want to do, put this one down. And we're going to put our watercolours up to one side. And then let's grab our encyclopedia paper. So this will also come in the paper version of your kit. Oh, we have Napoleon. We could do on Napoleon. No, neutral. I have the N encyclopedia, because you know. The name starts with an N. We might choose a piece from the newspaper section. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't actually matter what's on it. Just that we've got something to use with our stamp. So now what we're going to come and do is we're going to make our seahorses. So we're just going to come in with a bit of our purple paint. So I'm just putting out in purple paint. It is easier to use paint rather than watercolor with stamps, just because paint's got a bit more body to it. Just generally how it rolls. Let's get a minute. But you can use your stamps with watercolor. Just don't really suggest it because you're probably not going to get the shape you stamp. Okay. Saying that we don't want too thick of a paint layer on these, because remember, these stamps do not absorb paint. Okay. One. Ooh, look how cute he is. Look at that seahorse. Look at him. So let's go for another one. Okay. Oh, that second one didn't stamp well because we didn't have enough to do a second layer. Okay. Yes, it's new. We're putting it up online now. Well, my mum is, because she's an amazing person. We designed it this afternoon. Would you believe? There we go. I'm just going to come in and clean this bit out here, because what we're going to do is we're going to stamp a few more of these down, but in, I think, 2 other colours, or at least 1 other colour. So then we've got a bit of a variety of seahorses, I reckon. You know, a bit of a variety. So then if we come in and we do a bit of this pink, a few of them. If I can get some of the pink out. I do remember why I stopped using this, because I don't have much of it left. And it doesn't come out of the tube very nicely. It's a nice colour, but like I said, it doesn't come out of the tube very easily, so. We're just going to come in and stamp some more of these down. We might not use all of our seahorses. Yes, it will make a great Christmas present. We're also going to make it so there's a spot to put a photo in it. Probably should have said that at the start. I'm going to have a spot to put a photo. So this is us just coming in and making... There we go. And then last but not least, I do think we need a few blue ones. just because, you know, why not? Okay. So, blue ones. We do need a bit of plastic. Gonna use our backing slip. Maybe not that one. Actually, yes to that one. It's got paint on it. It's not like I can recycle it already. So we're just going to come in just with a bit of our Rinker from our Distress Rinker. Now, this is the closest as watercolour comes in a pigment. I'm just going to show you what it looks like when we use it to stamp. So we're just going to come and lightly touch it. Yeah. Making sure we've got the whole area. And just come and lightly touch it down. We don't want to push too hard on it or else it will bleed out and it will no longer look like a seahorse. Instead, it will look like a giant blob. Right. There we go. So now we've got that there. Just going to put our stamp to one side. Nice somewhere safe, which is next to the phone. Move our inky palette out of the way, and then we're going to come in and just cut this. Oh shoot, hit the frame. Well, thank you. So then we're just going to come in. So much. Yeah, so that there is our seahorses. Oh. But we're going to fussy cut some of them out. I don't know if I'll use all of them because there's a lot there, but we'll use at least 3 of them. I know. Right, and now, okay, we want some waves. Yes, we want some waves. We might have to use 2 pieces of encyclopedia paper. That's okay. We have lots of encyclopedia paper at the shop. Like, I'm talking a lot. Right, there we go. I'm truly sorry for anyone who was attached to encyclopedia paper. I'm really not, so it's not that big of a deal for me, but you know, for some people I know it's quite hard. Okay, and then what we're going to come and do is we're just going to add some blue onto this, but we're going to do this the easy way. We're going to add a bit of water to each piece. Put a daub of the 3 blues you want. So, as you can see, this daub is a lot smaller compared to that daub. I know the seahorses are so cute. Put a bit of, that's not really blue, is it? I need a bluey colour. Right. Put a dollop of that one down. I'm probably going to have blue hands after this technique. Just a fair warning. Okay. Grab our inky palette. Put it there. It's like the palette just keeps on giving. The point is the ink's there to play with. Right, there we go. Come and spray that some more. If our spritzer's not going to die on us. Excellent. Got our bits of paper in. And work our paint. So it's mostly blue. Well, it's a bit more of a tealy colour, but you know, works in our favour. Right, there we go. And then what we want to come do is we want to dry these two pieces plus our seahorses. So it's going to come in. Well, I did warn you that they might get bluey, but you know. And so the paint will lighten as we dry it, and this is because we added some water before we started to paint. Okay. Right, well that dries, we're just going to come and dry this some more. So on this piece. We're going to dry the back of it because that is where the hidden wet is going to be. There we go. I'm just going to give our seahorses a bit of a touch, especially these ink ones, or else they're just never going to dry on us. So this is the last class for the day as during for GICS today, as we are trying to warm up your winter creativity this weekend with some tropical projects, revisiting some old product and making a bit of new product to go with it, but we're mostly revisiting old product. Loving the books. Oh, thank you, Cindy. So yeah, so we're just going to come in now with our lead pencil. I am going to use a 7B. I use 7Bs because it's easier for me to see, because I'm blind. And yes, it helps. So we're just going to come in and choose which waves we want from our wave stencil. And then, so now we've gone to the very edge of that one, what we're actually going to come and do is we're going to line it up so then this wave here that ends, hold up, did I do the line? Yeah. So this wave here that ends here, I'm going to do it so then it actually can be continued. Such a way, if I can see what I'm doing. If I can see clearly now, the rain has gone. There we go. Lining up the curves, that's all it takes. There we are. Curves are aligned. We're looking good. We're looking smick. Right, so realistically we actually only needed the top bit, but yep. Not the inside bit, that's okay. We did it on the back, so we don't see it. And we're going to grab our snippy. So I don't know if you can actually, yeah. So this is where they join. So we've lined the curve up so then goes up and through like a normal wave. We'll see how it looks when we cut it. We might need to do a bit more work on the join. But you never know. So we're just going to follow it. So again, just warning you guys, I'm not a fussy cutter by trade. In fact, we're going to do a bit of a cheats method here. I'm going to come directly along the top here. Poked our scissors through a bit of the paper. It's okay, you get that on the big jobs. There we go. Okay, there we go. So there's our first lot of waves. As you can see, looks pretty wavy, don't you think? And then we're going to come and do a second lot of waves. And what we're actually going to do is we're going to leave this piece, then we can tear bits off of it and stuff it into the artwork. So we're going to need a bit of layering, so you know. Then we're just going to come in, and I reckon if we do these waves now, these curly ones, you do have a few, you have like 3 different waves to choose from, which I think is cool. Yeah. Come in and cut that one. Oh, that was a bit easier to draw. Or trace. So we've got that one there, and then we've got that one there. Oh, look at that. 3 waves. Looking good. Right, let's heat these ones up. So we're just going to dry our clam shell and our seaweed. And then,
You need your flour.
yes, thank you. Alright, and then we're just going to come in and dry our seahorses a bit more. Just for a few seconds, just giving them bursts of heat. And then while we've got a heat tool out, we're going to move these bits and pieces to like a done segment, which is this bit. And we're going to grab our canvas real quick, which is still fairly wet. It's okay. And then we're just going to come in and start to dry it. I'm going to focus on the more thicker areas, trying to get them to a point of being touch dry. just coming in. And you can tell when it's touch dry because it's no longer shiny and it goes matte instead. Right, there we go. So it's mainly touch dry. We're not going to test that though. And then what we're going to come and do, so we've got a big brush where it's super watery, and we're just going to wet the canvas just a little bit. I know it seems a bit odd that we just dried it and now we wet it again. Trust me, this will make sense. Once we add just a bit of purple to our paintbrush, come in, just a bit of that on there. We don't want to move the modeling paste too much. So what we want to do instead is we want to get color on there without moving the modeling paste. So we're going to apply it into areas. And then wet it. Just going to do that up here. Apply it up here. Just going to put in a few areas and then wet. Oh, got some pink in there. Should be too much of a problem. Go. This purple paint I am using is a bit gobbly because it's old. So I'm trying to make sure that the globs don't get stuck in any particular spot. The colour still runs. There we go. As you can see, by wetting it again, we reactivated the modeling paste because it was not dry enough not to reactivate. So if you have time at home, make sure you dry it fully between layers. Okay, so we've dried it a bit more, and then what we're going to come and do, we're going to add some of our high flow pink in just a few areas. Aha, there we go. This is the amazing things about high flow. They move beautifully. Look at that. This is why pink is my favorite color. There we go. Look at that. Right. Now, I do think the pink is taking over just a little bit from the purple. So what we're going to come and do is lean it down a little bit. That's it. And then we're going to dry it. Okay, we'll just put it on the table over. Pardon? So make it be high five. Actually, don't high five. Hang on hands.
Where are the things that you stuck on the top?
I haven't stuck them on yet.
How dare you? I spent time on that.
They're gonna get stuck on eventually.
What is the painting? I thought you were meant to paint on the other side.
Yeah, well, we're using a canvas in reverse.
Reverse.
This. Yes, we reverse.
I like using the other side because it's more fun.
Okay. Noted. Teeth. Nail.
I'm staring at your picture.
Teeth.
What's the picture meant to be?
You'll see in the morning when you wake up. Now, teeth.
I'm impatient.
I know you're impatient. Right, and then adding some of this glue in. We want this mainly to stay on the frame. And we don't want it to go inside the frame because it will take over quite easily like the pink did, but no. Look at that. There we go. So we're just going to dry this a little bit more. Right, so there we go. So that's what we've got so far with the paint being added. I do think it looks very pretty. And then just so you guys can imagine it, So we're going to have those two sitting there and there with some gauze behind, and then we're going to have our waves in behind, see? But not as tall. With a few of our fussy cuts that Amelia has done for us, and our seahorses coming out with a nice, I reckon 4x4 maybe, or even a 4x2 photo, or a 4x3 photo, just sitting nicely in there between the waves. So we're just gonna lift this up again and put it somewhere safe. It does have paint on the back of it, so the somewhere safe place where it was is no longer safe for it because it was Mum's area. So I'm going to sit that on top of the frame, and then I'm just going to go and grab some black card for our fakie photo. So we got our black card for our fakie photo. Yeah, so that's why we wanted the paste really thick. It just makes it thin. Right, let's see where my trimmer is at. I do own a trimmer. I also own a guillotine, but no. Actually, the guillotine's easier. The guillotine only has a plate and a stamp on it. The trimmer has a whole lot of other things on it. Right. So I'm just going to grab this here. So that's a 4, and then I'm still deciding on whether or not we should do a 4x6 or 4x4 or 4x3. So let's have a look at how. See, a 4 takes up a lot of room in there. So maybe we do a 4x2. It's like one of those photos that you have at the beach where there's that many people in the background that you end up with that small of a photo. Or a 4x3. Yeah, 4x3. They end up with that small of a photo. That is ridiculous. Or it could be a photo of a baby, I guess, or a girl, or a boy, or them or they, depending, for their birthday. So they're in between the waves with this mermaid scales, you know, framing it. So I think that looks really nice. We're just going to put that up there because we've got to fussy cut our seahorses, and we also have to colour our starfish chipboard, although we might leave it white. So we're just going to dry our starfish chipboard first. And then grab our pen. So fakie photo. And it's a 4x3 photo. Yep, I've got paint on it. Luckily it's a fakie one. Right. And then let's grab our scissors and cut some of our seahorses out. Okay, and then so we're just coming here. Oh, thank you guys. Yeah, I think the colors look nice. I hope you guys like them. We did decide on the color palette on Monday during our mixed media class because there were 2 palettes that everyone really liked. So we decided on that one on Monday because we couldn't choose between the 2 of them. So, you know. Oh, thank you, Mary. Thank you for watching. Have a good night. Okay, and then... you know what? I'm I'm not a fussy cutting genius, so they're going to have the tails in. So there's one seahorse. One baby seahorse. I shall lift it up for you if I can. If. One seahorse, and then let's grab out, I reckon 2 pink ones and a purple. All those can be for extra projects. Right. Just coming in and cutting around them. I'm trying to get as close as possible. It's not the easiest thing. I'm resisting the urge to putting it up like super close to my eyes to be able to see what I'm doing. Yep. I'm one of those people. And then that one. Got an encyclopedia that wants to follow me. Just trying to get out of the way of my foot. And there we go. So we've got our 4 seahorses. We've got a wave, the fakey photo. Well, with that, let's grab out our gauze. Interesting. Ran out of gauze on my get desk. Oh, this is an oh no situation. I know I said we probably weren't going to use these, but we might need them from structure. So we're just going to put them there. Now let me grab some gauze. Sorry, I had to let the cat and mouse at it as well. Right. So we've got that. And that. I think we've got all of our elements ready to go. Now it's time to glue. Once we start, we can't really stop. So let's have a drink of water. And let's pull down our canvas that we've coloured.
Good.
Good. We've got all of
they
our
look lovely.
elements. Yeah. I didn't cut out the tails. I'm not a fussy cutting legend.
Well, you're going to be sticking wet crap together.
We are. We're going to stick wet on wet. So if you're at home and you're doing this project later, let it dry. Do yourself a massive favour. Do this one day, then leave it a couple of days. You know, I'll go for a weekend holiday and come back and do it on the Monday. Stick it together on the Monday. Because we are sticking wet on wet tonight, which could be interesting. Not a smart idea. Thank you, Neely. If the 8-year-old knows it's not a smart idea, then everyone knows it's not a smart idea. Right. No rubbing techniques involved there. Let's get started, shall we? So we know for definite that our photo is going here. Right. Our photo tape is going to do nothing for us. Now I do want a bit of wave behind it, but I don't want it too high. So we're going to slim down our wave so that it fits in the frame first off. And we've got the clam covering that in, so it's okay if the wave bit isn't 100% trimmed. Okay? It's like 100% perfect fit. It's perfectly fine. And then what we want to do is we want to take a good 1/2 inch off him. Yeah, because we don't want to cover all of our circles. So that's that. Yeah. And then this goes here. Yes. And we're going to put our wood blocks behind this one to lift him up. Right. If you're worried about the wood, you could use chippy strips, which would actually be really good in this one. So we're just going to come in, but we left our chippy strips at work because I didn't think I was going to need them for that. So we're just going to grab our gel medium and we're going to put a bit of a squirt down. I'm going to rub it on the back. Now I put the squirt down inside the canvas because I've got a bit going on around it. A, I don't want to get glue on anything I don't want to get glue on. And B, any leftover glue that we've got there is going to help stick the piece down anyway. So it's all good. So then we come in. Put that one along. Stick him down. Then we grab our modelling paste for gluing purposes.
Hey,
Because we are sticking wet on wet.
Don't touch my projects with your wet hands.
That's why they're over there.
Yep.
They are in specific positions to not be touched. See, I told you at the start of class, I get in trouble if I touch the projects with wet hands.
That's just it's my old money envelope from school, and it got a rip. So then I thought I could use it in artwork, but not Naomi. Never.
All right. Our fakey photo's got some white paint on him. Our fakey photo's not very clean. You know what? It's all good. Right, so our fakey photo is stuck. Some modelling paste. So wet on wet. Doesn't always work well, but we're going to make it work well. Okay. And the next bit we've got is this piece of wave. So we're going to come in. Just going to put a little bit of it there. A little bit of it there. And we're not using the glue because we want the top bit to be open. So then we can slide our fussy cutting, well, the fussy cutting that Amelia did for us, in underneath it, and some gauze as well. We also want to be able to remove that fakey photo to put an actual photo in, or to slide a photo into that later. Oh, okay. Bye, Sandy. I know it's getting a bit late. I am trying to get it done, I promise people, but this type of project does take a little bit of time, so you've got to give me some leeway here. Sometimes an hour is just not long enough. Get that feeling? I'm having that feeling right now. Okay, so we've got a small piece of gauze. We're just distressing a little bit. We're going to come and stick it here on our wet bit. And then what we're going to come do is we're going to put some modeling paste down. This is just our core elements for sticking first. And then we're going to add all of our pretty decorations. Right, so then we're going to stick down our clam shell. Yep. And then I'm going to grab a gel medium. Once again, just putting a little bit on the back of it. Come in and rub it down our piece. We don't have to be too concerned with how much glue we're putting on everything because we are sticking it to a very wet surface already. So that's okay. This one. However, if you have left it to dry like suggested, you will have to probably add a bit more extra glue than what I am. Okay, and before we stick that down, I reckon if we just come and add a sneaky seahorse, sticking it to that. We reckon there. Just a tinsy bit of gauze. Yep. Go. Look at that. I think that looks quite nice. Okay, so we've got our bit there, bit there. Okay, and now what we want is we want our chipboard style. Actually, just going to come and cut it in two. Because we'll add our chipboard style possibly here. Actually, yeah, right there. And look, it's wet enough for us to stick it. Oh, look at that. And the next bit, I reckon here. So we're just going to slide in some glue in there. And let's build up our cluster now. So we want definitely some gauze. Start off with gauze as our base layer. On these type of projects, you can't be spongy with the glue. Just a heads up. Like, you've got to be realistic. Saying that now, I've got everything stuck to me. Okay. Come and stick our star down. Yep. And then stick another, maybe a yellow one down there. Yep. Pink flower coming out there. Yep. I know you can't really see it, but I can. Okay. And then maybe another yellow one of these. I think we're just going to have to put some of this down. So it's coming out of there. And then grab our pinky seahorse. Our other pinky seahorse. I reckon if we stick him, actually stick him here. And then use pink starfish. There. Blue starfish. And some of our flowers. There we go. It's just all about placement. But where you want things to be clustered. Oh, I've got a bit of modelling paste on him on the front. Okay. That's alright. Get consumed. Okay. Right. And then I feel like we have another seahorse. Yep. Stick the other seahorse there. Right. There we go. Now, so that's what we've got with all of our fussy cutting and our elements on there. And I think we're going to put a bit more gauze in just here maybe and just up here. And then we come in and we're going to make this corner a bit more of an accent. I think add some more yellow to it. Just a bit more purple, but you'll see how that works. So we're just going to come in with our gauze. Oh, and we're going to add our acrylic dots, but we waited to the last bit to do that. So we're just coming in and placing that there, like so. There we are. Okay.
Not ours.
Not Niwi. Okay, and then from there.
Yes, I was just doing my homework before.
Okay. Okay. And then so that's what it looks like now with the gauze. Oh, good night, Josie. Yeah, well, we are nearly done, I promise you, but I understand it is getting quite late. And then if we just come in a bit more there. There we go. Now, I reckon it definitely needs some yellow maybe, or some gold. Actually, where is, and it needs some more pink coming out of this bit, so we've got to get a bit more pink. There we go. Okay, and there we go. So now what we need is some gold. Oh, I hope so. I hope she would enjoy it. Okay, so let's see. Do I have any gold acrylic? I do have pearl. It's not really going to fit in with it, is it? Oh, my gold's empty. I would have flunked that. Got lemonade. Snow cap, no. Lilac, no. Incandescent. Actually, incandescent might do the trick. Or we might have some glitter paint. Yeah, we've got glitter paint. Ah!
She booked her head on the rail of the loft bed. She's fine, but she's crying, but she's not crying. Oh, you're just woofing it out, yeah?
Yeah, well, I don't have much of it left because apparently I do like gold. I don't.
Well, maybe we need to buy another one of them tomorrow. I've got a couple of pens on the counter I want to buy too.
Oh, okay. So if I add them to your shopping, it's not going to look that bad.
No.
Ah, see. She's determined to be a big girl. She does not realise that she doesn't have to grow up yet, anyway. So we're just adding some gold, golden age lilac alcoholic to it. And this is just to give it a bit more of a, you know, jazz to it. Okay. And then let's have a look. So it looks pretty good. It does need yellow. I'm still saying it needs yellow. I do think it needs, like, the blue looks good there. The blue looks good there. It frames it really well. Has it there. The pink's overarching. The purple is not as strong as what I would hope it to be. I'm just trying to think if there's any way that I could add purple in. without harming the modeling paste, because we are getting to the point where we've added way too much moisture. Like, you could add silver. I'm not really a silver person. I'll fully admit to that. I only own like 1 or 2 pieces of silver jewelry. I'm more of a gold. And I don't actually own any silver stuff. Like, I don't own silver glitter paint, but I might have to invest in it. You know how some people lean towards silver and some people lean towards gold? I'm definitely more of a gold. I don't know what that says about me. Apparently it says something about your personality. I've got no idea. I don't really care. I just like the colour gold as my accent. I lean towards gold and copper. Are like my 2 go-tos. Right. So I'm just trying to get a little bit more oomph with my purple by adding in some purple watercolor. Yep. Now, let's see if we just it's too wet to add the yellow by pen, but what we can do is we're just going to put the yellow on the sheet here. Grab a fan brush, if I can find my fan brush. Ah! It's a bit of a moment, isn't it, when you can't find your fan brush? Alright, found it. Wet my fan brush. Get a fair amount of coating of it. Wet it again and just... It's so that green isn't alone. I'll hit the thing again with my head. Okay. And then what we need is the modeling paste and the acrylic dots. Okay. Here we go. I thought we were nearly done about 10 minutes ago. Might have been a little bit of an underestimate. So we're just coming in. We're just going to do these edges again, just to get them a bit more rougher looking. And by adding this white again, the modeling paste, because it is pure white, it's doing is it's helping us accent just a few areas that we may have lost in the process of adding colour. We have also a bit of our peaks there because we've had to add the colour on while it's wet. But if you wait for it to dry fully at home and then add your colour in, you'll have really fully formed peaks. It's just that when it gets wet, the peaks die a little bit and they drop down. Right, now let's add these acrylic dots. They're going to look like little bubbles, and I think that might just be us done then. actually. 1 minute. Starfish just looks a little bit too mechanic. Looks like we cut it, so we need to make sure it doesn't look like we cut it. There we go. Oh, look at that. Totally worth all the time it has taken. I can't scrap that back into the bottle. It's got paint in it. Never get paint in your modelling paste tub. No, unless you've decanted a little bit of it out into a separate container. Are you willing to store it in that separate container until it's fully used? Right, here we go. So our acrylic dots. So our canvas is mostly wet, so we should just be able to come in and find the generic areas where we want to stick it down. Stick it down. There we go. If not, there are a few bits that are still fairly dry, so we're just going to put out a little bit of gel medium. Not an oval a lot. Put a little bit of it on the back, trying to get full coverage. Stick it down. Okay. Oh. That one there's going to be there because I accidentally dropped it. Oh, I've stuck one on my fakey photo, but I'll fix that later. Okay. Yeah, it's really fun to do. So yeah, there's two parts of this kit. There's the materials kit, which is the paper, encyclopedia paper, the canvas, clamshell, seaweed, and fussy cutting sheets. And then there's the mixed media set, which is the stencils, the stamp, which are like the tools. So the materials and the tools. Oh, and the acrylic dots comes in one of them. I think it's the materials, not the tools. Okay. I don't know if we need to use all the acrylic dots, but we have used the fair majority of them. I just feel like they add another layer to our artwork realistically. Another layer to the canvas. You just normally wouldn't be considered because you just normally wouldn't have them, but now you do. Oh. And let me show you where those acrylic dots are. As you can see, they give some extra texture to some of our modeling paste, and they just sit there really nicely and look like bubbles, like these ones here coming out of the seahorse. So yeah, so that there is our canvas. I think maybe we could just maybe add 1 minute. I know there's already a lot on here. I understand that. Just give me a minute. I looked at it from this way and I was like, oh my gosh, there's a gap. How dare there be a gap? Right, there we go. Come on, rub that along up there. Rub some on the back. No, why not? Right. Let's just put that down for a minute. So yes, there is our super wet, super amazing, under the sea, tropical canvas. I hope you like it. I think it's very pretty. Oh, hello. Hey. Hello. To the person on YouTube, sorry. My glasses are at the wrong height for me to be able to see who it is. I'm so sorry. I've got graduals, so if they're sitting wrong on my nose, it's just, yeah. And I can't really pick them up right now because I've got paint on pretty much every part of my hands. Okay, so thank you all for coming. Sorry for it being a bit longer of a class. It is an hour and 41 minutes, but I think it's totally worth it when you have a look at the end results. But thank you all for coming. All the new products are live now, including the new stencils that we showed this morning. And we're back tomorrow. So we'll see you all tomorrow for our weekly morning roundup where we show you some of the new product, not all, but some, most of it. And then, because we do make some product during the day, depending on how we feel. And then we will be teaching a wide range of classes. And the first one is at 9:30 tomorrow. And you've got me again. So thank you all for coming. And have a wonderful evening. Bye.